There's chooch, back for another one. So this right here is the BEGODE ET Max. Let's take a look at this thing. This right here is a demo wheel. So it's been a few people have rode this thing before I've gotten it. Some people have gotten speeds clocked on GPS of this thing actually riding it of 64 miles per hour. I mean, this thing is super fast. I don't know if it's technically faster than the Lynx though. I really don't know, you know, if it's going to be faster than the Lynx or not. I'm thinking it might be. All right, so I put some riding footage in the unboxing video as well, guys. This thing is just too much fun. This is my first ride on it, and it is a total blast, guys. This wheel is 168 volts, which the Lynx is 150 volts. So this thing does have more power. It has a more powerful motor. And the motor in this thing is a 4,500 watt motor as compared to the Lynx, which has a 3,200 watt motor. So this thing is a little bit faster on the top end, I will say. But it doesn't accelerate quite as fast as the Lynx. And I think the Lynx still kind of holds that place as a dominant race wheel, but this thing is smooth and fast, guys. Let's check it out more closely. Definitely is blowing my mind. Like on the BEGODE Extreme, the build quality is amazing. This definitely, it looks very similar to the Extreme in a lot of ways, but it is different. It's a little bit taller, and you know, everything's made out of metal, just like the Extreme pretty much. The trolley handle, this is all metal right here. Nice, you know, nice, good looking design on this. I couldn't even pick up the box by myself, dude. The FedEx man had to help me get it like up to the garage. Like this thing is crazy heavy, bro. Like crazy heavy wheel. Like it's all like thick metal. And that's one thing that's like kind of blows my mind of how heavy this is compared to the Lynx. Like the Lynx box was easy to pick up. The box for this thing, look how heavy this wheel is, dude. I mean, really, it is heavy, bro. That thing is robust. All right, so this wheel is 108 pounds, guys, and when you first get it, so like the box is heavy, dudes, and the reason it is because it's a lot of weight in the box. So that's one thing, like 100%. When you first go to pick up the box, when the FedEx man drops it off, it's going to be heavy in there, and you notice it. It's something about like from the Lynx. The Lynx is about 88 pounds. This one's 108 pounds. So this is about as heavy. It feels just as heavy as the InMotion V13. But when you're riding it, you can't even notice it. It is a lot smoother, guys, and it is a little bit taller. So the contact point comes up much higher on this where your legs are. And I really do like that a lot, guys. I'm able to really control this thing. If y'all look at how much control I have whenever I'm cornering this thing on the mountain roads, it's really nice, guys. It's one of my favorite things about this wheel, honestly. At first, I was like, man, this thing's too tall. I don't like it. One of the main things I'm loving about it is the height, man, because it really adds so much stability in your corners. If you just keep your legs on the sides, contacted to the sides, you're not going to get wobbles. That's one thing I've learned with this wheel, and I love it. And you can't feel the weight when you're riding it. You know, the only downfall of having a wheel that's 108 pounds is, you know, just getting it in and out of a vehicle, getting it up flights of stairs, stuff like that. When you're actually riding it, there's no downfall to the weight at all. It just is a lot more stable, smooth, and this thing brakes really, really good. It's way better braking than the Lynx, I'll tell you that for sure. So there's a lot of things I'm really liking about this wheel. It's good. It's real good. Like the tires, you know, nice on it. I mean, everything is just metal, bro. It's like thick metal too. This thing is crazy heavy. That is wild. Yeah, this is the demo wheel right here. And it's, what is it, 3,000 watt hours. So this is, you know, 300 more watt hours than the Lynx is. Interesting suspension, guys. You put air in this suspension, and it's also coil suspension. So this is BEGODE's latest suspension setup, and it feels really good. Honestly, it feels incredible. Feels good. Let's see. Let's see what the headlight looks like. Isn't it? Yeah, power button one time. It's the headlight on the thing. Nice bright headlights. Another cool thing, check this out. You can raise or you can lower your pedals a lot. Raise them all the way up to here, just already on there. You don't need an extra kit or anything for that. So that's a cool thing about this wheel. Big flat surface. You're able to put your power pads of choice on there. And solid, man. This thing is solid, bro. Blocks in that tail lights on it to where it's not going to break anything. So this thing looks like a tank, bro. I mean, this looks like the most, I mean, if you want a sturdy, the exoskeleton of this thing is just looks sturdy as hell. We'll have to find out, you know, if it's fast, if it's reliable. This might be a winner right here, man, because it is 3,000 watt hours, which is a little bit more than the Lynx. You know, I really love the Lynx, though. The Lynx is an incredible machine. It'll be hard to beat that wheel. I'll let y'all know if I feel faster on it. It's sleek, bro. It looks like a damn something Batman would have in his arsenal, is what it looks like. It comes with really nice power pads. So this is a demo wheel, so everything's not all packaged up nice and neat and everything, you know. But it comes with nice power pads. You could put these, you know, where you want them, position them like this, kind of put them on there like that. It's a CST tire. I don't know what type of CST tire it is. Yeah, it's a CST. We'll see. It looks cool. Let's see. So the stock toe pad on this side is good. I mean, I like the tall pads on this. One thing I took this thing for a spin, and one thing I did notice, I mean, it's a tall wheel. Y'all see how tall it is. Like, this is me standing up with the pedals folded up on it. So like, with the pedals, like this is a very tall wheel. One thing I did notice though is when I'm cornering, I like the height of it because I can really use the outside of my leg right here to corner and control it. A little metal lip right here. And all you gotta do is use this baby bumper foam padding. And this stuff has been a staple in the EUC game for a while, guys. Just in this one spot, so you can really use this to your advantage. Use this height of this thing to your advantage without it being uncomfortable. So that right there automatically just makes it so much nicer on your leg if you put that in there. So I'm going to cut a little section of this, has the 3M backing on it, and put it right there. Just one little strip, and that's going to make it so much more comfortable to corner on. And then I'm going to rock the stock pads on this thing for a little bit and let y'all know how it is. I'm going to do at least one ride with the stock pads so y'all can see what it is in the stock setup, and then I'm going to switch it to something else. And I've said this before in my review with the Lynx. Like, the Lynx, guys, is crazy because it's so lightweight. It's wildly fast. You can get it squirrely in the corners. This feels more of like a heavyweight cruiser. Fast, just as fast as the Lynx, but a little bit more heavyweight, a little bit more planted in your corners, a little bit smoother. All right, so I know a lot of people want to see an up close of the Veteran Lynx and the ET Max. And now these are very similar wheels. If you can, you know, you look at both these side by side, somebody that didn't know anything about electric unicycles, you ask them, oh, if those are the same thing, they'd say, oh yeah, those are the same thing. I mean, they look very close to identical wheels. Let me go over the differences on these two. All right, so this one right here, guys, is much heavier than this one. This thing, the Lynx, guys, is all performance. They really designed this wheel to be lightweight, high performance, while being really high quality. And this is a race wheel. This thing is dominating, you know, the entire race circuit right now, the Veteran Lynx right here. And this thing it's fast. It's everything on it's designed to be extremely lightweight, guys. The suspension on this one is internal. So you have on this wheel right here, the suspension is all internal right here. You can't see it. The suspension on this wheel, on the ET Max, on the BEGODE ET Max, is this right here. You see this coil back here? It goes all the way down into the wheel about halfway into here. It's a huge coil suspension. This is a nice shock right here. These shocks alone, guys, are selling for like $500 a piece. These are very nice shocks. It's a coil shock, but you do put air in it. So it's an air and coil suspension on this thing, and it is smooth. Now the Lynx is also very smooth suspension, but it's different. You have those two, it's almost like two motorcycle front fork suspensions, but they mount inside of this thing, and they're oil-filled suspension, and they're really, really good, guys. I like this. There's this nice solid guard up here on the ET Max, right in front of the battery casing. See that? But that thing is sharp, ain't it? Look at that wheel. It's a beautiful unicycle right there. That ET Max looks so good. All right, so one thing that I really noticed immediately on this thing is I definitely like the braking way better on the ET Max over the Lynx. The ET Max and, for instance, like the V13, the InMotion V13, you can set on the V13 like how much braking assist you want and how much acceleration assist you want. And I really think that a lot more wheels should be offering that. So you can, like, that's one thing I love about the InMotion wheels, is you can set both the braking and acceleration assist to 100. That's what I do. I set both of them to 100, so it's much easier to accelerate on and much easier to brake with those InMotion wheels. And that's one thing, that is one thing about the Lynx, man. You really have to you know, put all your weight on the back end of that thing. And if you look at people racing those things on the race circuit, you'll notice that immediately, that people are really having to lean back hard to get it to brake. But with the ET Max, the firmware really does assist you a lot with the braking. Now, it does lack on acceleration. Like, this thing does not have near the acceleration that the Lynx has, but it has way better braking. So it's weird, dude. Like, honestly, I wish there was a way to get this same acceleration out of this thing that I'm getting out of the Lynx, because then it would be, you know, it would make this thing... it would be a really, really hard choice between the two if I could get the same exact level of acceleration out of this wheel that I could the Lynx, while having the crazy braking ability this one does have. So that's just two things I have noticed right there. So for the power pad setup on this thing, the stock power pads are really good, but one thing to note is on that back braking pad, you put it up high back there, and that's great. You know, you got a lot of leverage to really get the back of your leg in there to brake hard, but I needed something down low. So I just took two of the Grizzly pads, these are the old ones, and I put those braking pads back there on the back, kind of where my heels are, and that really made it so much more comfortable. Like, this setup really does feel good, but ideally, this wheel is a little bit taller than a lot of the stuff out there. It even feels taller than the V13, and you'll see what I'm talking about if you do get this wheel. You're going to be like, man, it kind of needs like its own proprietary like 3D printed pads that are like twice as big as a lot of the stuff available like on the secondhand market that people are making out there. It really needs something like twice the height, a little bit wider. You know, you see that you really have a huge area for the power pads on the side of this thing, but it does offer great control. Like that front huge kind of flat surface on this one, on that stock one, it is awesome. It feels good, but kind of do what I did back there with that setup. Play with like two of the braking wedges and put them back there, and you'll get a lot more control out of it. I like this setup. It feels good. All right, so what type of rider is the ET Max for, and then like what type of rider is the Lynx for? I can go ahead and tell you that like right now. So on paper, the ET Max, guys, does have higher specs. It's 168 volts, and the Lynx is 150 volts. Now, you feel that 168 volts on this wheel at the top end, not on the acceleration. You feel it at the top end, and I want to say, like, you really, really can go fast on this wheel, guys, on the very top end. I mean, it takes a little bit to get there, but it's smooth. And a place where you would want the ET Max is for riding like I'm doing right here, where it's long, consistent, you know, sustained top speeds. Now, where you'd want the Lynx is to have that in like a race setting and like a go-kart track and an inner city setting, like where I did that city ride on the Lynx, where I was accelerating really, really hard off the line, really tight corners, all that type of stuff. That's a lot more nimble wheel. It's lighter weight. You can do tricks with the Lynx. You can dirt ride with the Lynx, all that type of stuff, because it's really lightweight. That's much more of like a freestyle trick type wheel. The ET Max is a cruising wheel. You can do stuff like I'm doing right here with it, and it feels really good. You don't have to fight the wheel. It's butter smooth. It feels really, really planted in your corners, and it feels like it has plenty of power to go as fast as you want to go. And it does have about 300 more watt hours, which is your battery power, than the Lynx does. So just note that. all the specs on this are higher. The motor's a little bit, you know, higher wattage. Has a little bit more battery power, and you know, this thing has a little bit more voltage as well. So all the specs are higher. The weight is higher as well, but the acceleration is a little bit lower. But I do love the way it rides, guys. It feels great. It really does ride good. And this is my first ride on it right here. I've rode it a few more times. You know, I'm doing this voiceover right now. I'm going to go get some more footage as well, and I'll be able to tell y'all a lot more in the coming, you know, reviews. This is all an unboxing, but I wanted to go ahead and throw in the footage I got right here. You know, unboxing kind of review. So I got more coming, and this is literally my first ride on it. So a little bit of wobbles on the corners, all that stuff's going to be negated. But it does feel more planted. It does feel less squirrely in the corners than the Lynx. But it's not that I like it more than the Lynx, but it just does. It does feel good, man, and it rides great. I really do like it. All right, so this wheel is $4,099 right now from eWheels, and then the Veteran Lynx is $4,199. So the difference in price, guys, is about literally $100 on these two wheels. And I mean, it's a hard choice, honestly. Like $100 is not going to be the deal breaker for a lot of people out there by any means, but it is a hard choice between the two. I mean, like I said, to break it down, to be easy on it, the Lynx for freestyle, do it all type of wheels, dirt riding, trail riding, road riding, everything, lightweight, easy to get in the car. This high speed, you know, top specs, sustained high speed type of riding like I'm doing right here. And with the suspension on the back, guys, you're gonna want to pump this thing up anywhere from 50 to 100 psi with the shock on the back. It has a little Schrader valve back there. You just pump it up anywhere from 50 to 100 psi, should be good to go. And then you're going to want to adjust your compression and rebound. The blue knob on the back is your compression. The red knob on the back is your rebound, right on the suspension. And just play with them, adjust them to your liking. If you want to start like with a base, you can turn them all the way counterclockwise, and that's going to be, you know, as loose as they'll go, lowest compression, lowest rebound. You turn them up. If you turn them clockwise, that turns the, you know, compression and the rebound up on the back. So just play with it. You just kind of mess with it. Can put, I have about 75 psi in my shock in the back, and then, you know, the compression and rebound, I have them both like right in the middle settings, and I have it kind of loose but not too loose. I have it to where it's flush, to where once I kind of set into my corners, it kind of stays until I exit the corners, and then it kind of rises. You can play with it and get it dialed in to where it'll do the same thing for your weight. Just mess with it, you know, just play around with it.
It feels good, man. It's not as snappy as the Lynx, but it is smooth and fast, bro. Look at that. Down to 3 bars, hard and fast, bro. This is not you can't ride this wheel slow, bro. It goes so fast. It's so much fun.
All right, so now this is the charger. Charger comes in this really nice box right here. This is what it looks like. It's a sweet charger. I wanted to show you all this because it's just a nice looking charger. One awesome thing about the ET Max that you're not going to get with the Lynx though, guys, is that rapid charger. And you're going to get 2 chargers in the box with the ET Max. You're going to get the stock charger, which is great for, you know, just normal charging. It's super quiet. And then you're going to get that charger I just showed you, which is super sleek. It's called the Roger charger. And that thing is, it's made to charge one of these wheels as fast as a Tesla, basically. And you can turn the amperage up on the back of that thing, and you can get this thing to charge up to 20 amps, guys. And you can do a full charge on this wheel in about an hour. So that's one huge advantage to this wheel, and it comes from eWheels. If you buy it from eWheels, you're going to get 2 chargers in the box, the stock, and then that awesome one I just showed you. And that is an expensive, nice charger, the rapid charger, guys. The cable on it is nice. Everything about that charger is just really nice, and it'll fit perfectly in a backpack way better than the stock charger. It is a little bit loud because it has those fans in there because it's charging so fast, but you do get 2 chargers. If you got to charge in a quiet environment, you got the stock one. If you got some place where you can just charge, you know, and it doesn't matter how loud the charger is, go with that, you know, the Roger charger, because you get both of them. but the rapid charger is sweet, dude. I really like being able to charge this thing. You know, as soon as I'm done riding, I can put it back on the charger, and before I can even, you know, sit down, it's ready to go again. So that's awesome. If you get it from eWheels, you get both of them. Then one other thing you might notice whenever you're going to buy the ET Max, guys, is you can pick if you want a 900-pound coil or a 1,300-pound coil for your suspension in the back. And basically, I'd put it to you like this. If you're somebody that's, you know, a lighter weight person like me, you know, you want the full effect of the suspension, go with a 900-pound. But if you're going to be jumping this thing, if you have any plans to be putting like a dirt tire on this thing or jump it, I don't care what weight you are. If you're, you know, even if you're like say under 150 pounds, if you plan to jump this thing at all, go ahead and get that 1,300-pound coil. You're going to wish you would have. And then you can just play around, you know, lighten the rebound, lighten the compression on this thing, and get it to kind of float even with that 1,300-pound coil in the back. So if you plan to put any off-road tire on this thing, go 1,300-pound coil. You want the full effect. You want this thing to kind of ride like a race car where you get that full effect out of that suspension. On your road riding as a lighter weight guy, go ahead and get that 900-pound coil. So another big improvement on this wheel, guys, is this is the 4,500 watt. This is a C38 high torque motor in this thing, guys. And supposedly one of the things that have been upgraded is the actual magnets in it. And these are more of like, instead of, you know, in most electric motors, how it kind of looks like the magnets are like stuck on there, kind of like wheel weights would be. These are more of like a permanent tile type magnet, and it reduces the air gap between the stator, and it makes a stronger magnetic field in there supposedly. And this thing is supposed to give you exceptional torque at lower speeds, which it really does. It's not extremely snappy, but you do feel the torque in there, and it has one of the fastest no load speeds, guys, of 111 miles an hour. You just pick this wheel up and free spin it, it'll do 111 miles an hour. And then another awesome thing about it is the actual rim has been heat treated and painted so that you can put tubeless tires on there and it'll seal better. So the actual paint on there also is, you know, good for that adhesive. If you want to run that adhesive that seals the bead on tubeless tires better, the actual rim has been made so that it's not going to get damaged over time if you choose to use some of that adhesive to seat the bead in there, which is really cool. A lot of upgrades on this thing, guys. It's an awesome wheel. They've thought this thing out well. It shreds. It's so fast. And I'm going to bring y'all some more videos, some more content on it. This is just kind of the initial unboxing. This is my first ride on it. I wanted y'all to see it. But anyways, if y'all want to pick one up, guys, please use the eWheels link below. It gives me a little kickback at no extra cost to you. And eWheels is the place to get this wheel, guys. You get 2 chargers in the box with it. You get great support. It's $4,099 for this wheel. The links, you know, is $4,199. So you choose what you want to get. I tell you what, this thing is awesome, though. That's my initial review. This thing shreds. It's so much fun. It's so fast, guys. Great machine. Really is. It's awesome. Anyways, it's been Chooch. If y'all want to pick one up, links below. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.